Today, I'm taking this 10-pound bone-in Boston butt and I'm going to turn it into some pulled pork. All right, the first thing we want to do when looking at our pork butt here is make sure there's no loose flaps. If there are, just be sure to chop them off, as all they're going to do is burn up in the smoker as we smoke this. Now that we have all the loose ends off of our pork butt, what we want to do is we want to score the fat to make sure that it renders properly. So we'll go ahead and get that scored in a crisscross pattern here. Before we get this pork butt out there on the smoker, we need to get it seasoned. So we're going to get some salt, some black pepper, and some of our apple Traeger rub on all sides of this pork butt. So we're out here at the smoker and we got our smoker preheated to 275. Now you can set your smoker to 225, 250, 325. I like to go somewhere in the middle at about 275. We're using the CookinPellets Premium Blend today. And this here has some hickory, cherry, hard maple, and apple pellets in it. Our pork butt has rested for about 10 to 15 minutes, so we've allowed some of those flavorings to seep into the pork butt. So now all we have left to do is get this bad boy on the smoker. So when you put it on the smoker, I like to put it fat side up. I like to have that fat render down onto the pork. And what we're looking for to make sure that this pork is ready for the next level is for this fat not to be spongy. You should be able to just touch it and your fingers should be able to sink on in. Once we get to that point, we know we're ready for wrapping. So let's let this thing smoke and I'll bring you back when we get to the next step. All right, our pork belly has been smoking now for a good 4 hours. So let's add some extra flavor. What I got here is 2/3 a cup of brown sugar that I'm just kind of patting down. And then we're gonna top it with a mixture of half apple cider vinegar and half of your favorite barbecue sauce and just drizzle that into the pan there. And then we're gonna throw a couple sticks of butter down there on the bottom. And then we're gonna throw the pork belly onto this fat side down and then repeat the process. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it up and put it back on the smoker for a few more hours until she's done. Our Boston butt has reached 203 degrees internally, and now it's time for the test. If this bone comes out clean, it is done perfectly. Now it's time to go ahead and shred it up. And get it on a bun with some Southern honey barbecue sauce and some coleslaw. And it's time to take our taste test. Get this recipe and more at smokewithme.shop.